Welcome back again, Editors Forum. We're live from our studios here in Lagos, Nigeria. I am Kelly Egiga. Well, today again we'll get to take a look at some very, very pressing issues as I've mentioned earlier. But let me introduce my guest here in the studio, Dr. Dayo Kayode, a political technocrat, joins us on the program, as well as Mohammed Abdullahi, a public relations consultant. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on the program this
Kelly,
afternoon.
how are you this afternoon? May I ask you a question? Because I need it, the kind of fertilizer you're using for your beards. So that my too.
Dayo, seriously?
Yes, so.
Oh my word.
Thank you for having me. It's nice to be here once again.
All right, you're welcome. I think his beards actually look even. Okay. Just before we get to talk about some of these very present issues, I mean, there's the issue of the COVID-19 vaccines, AstraZeneca vaccines. Well, the EU has actually come out to say that these vaccines, we should go ahead and use them. The WHO, the World Health Organization, has also commenced investigations. I'm not sure if that report is out just yet. It was supposed to be out yesterday about the findings regarding the blood clots and all of that. But Nigeria, we've gone ahead with the vaccines. I mean, despite the fact that almost a dozen countries across the EU suspended the use of the vaccines, Dr. Dayo.
Yeah, you see, immediately that thing happened. I'm not a medical doctor, all right, but I like getting professionals' perspectives. Two things emerged. A friend of mine was telling me that, oh, Dayo, come on, it is politics of inoculation. And I went further to query. I said, look, if it is inoculation politics, that is, this one is from UK, and then some other countries that have not been able to come up with will now be playing policy with it and no, it is this, is that. I now asked him, okay, how come that blood clot? And somebody now said, it's just few people that are having that kind of a reaction. I said, who knows who is going to be part of those few? I don't want to be part of those few. I wouldn't want to be part of those few. And that now calls for government, especially the agencies that are responsible for this, to let us look at this issue critically. Because who can tell who that blood clot will happen to? I was now telling you, he said, but the president has taken, the vice president has taken. I said, look, you know, is it the same rice we eat with the president and the vice president? Is it the same water we drink with them? Is it the same light we use with them? I said, let us look at...
So you think the vaccines might be different?
No, you see, you know, we have to get different perspectives now, because we all know that what we call leadership, they always have one advantage or the other on the people they are leading. So the people that they are leading, we also want to be careful about what comes to them.
All right.
Now in Europe, the people that are talking about blood clots in Europe, they are experts. They wouldn't want their certification to be nullified by anybody. So they also know what they are talking about. So all we want now is for WHO and the United Nations to let the people know the truth about these occurring incidents as regards vaccine to COVID-19.
Well, there have been no official reports yet in Nigeria, thankfully, about the side effects, the whole blood clot here in Nigeria. But let me ask you, Mohammed, are you set to receive the vaccine just yet?
To be very factual, I've been very skeptical about it, actually. But I did register to take it yesterday, just yesterday. But seriously, I've been very skeptical because of the fact that I've been following the trends as well. I don't know, it might be true or not, but aside blood clots, there are actually other, side effects of the vaccine that we have here in Nigeria. Like you mentioned, like even blindness. Yeah, it's been recorded. I read somewhere about
in Nigeria.
No, not in Nigeria. Actually.
Well, not in Nigeria, as I said. Well,
yeah. So that's the problem. But again, like you mentioned, there has been no occurrence in Nigeria. But again, I want to say this, please, finally. I think there is hardly any vaccine for any ailment all over the world that does not have a side effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But most especially, I think government needs some people that should manage information system for them on how to talk to the people, how to make sure that people knows what is wrong with this and what is not wrong with that. Like look at the information you just gave now. All right, that there is no vaccine that doesn't have any side effect all over the world. So all these things need to be expatiated upon by professionals, by those that can manage information.
I'm sure that's why we have the presidential task force. I mean, they always get to have elaborate discussions. Gentlemen, I mean, that's not our focus for today. I just had to bring that up just to get your reactions and just to get to the crux of the matter. Well, today, let's begin with security. Kaduna State precisely again. I mean, Kaduna has been in the news, Zamfara has been in the news, but very recently it does appear that the bandits have made Kaduna State their zone. I mean, their catchment areas. Very, very sadly, yesterday we took on our flagship news the fact that 13 persons were killed, about 58 houses burnt. A lot of families have been rendered homeless. Some have been rendered either fatherless or motherless or whatever. I wonder what exactly is playing out in that state, gentlemen. But I understand that from Kaduna Live, public affairs analyst Emmanuel Zaka is on standby to speak with us. We also have that from the United Kingdom, Southampton, Samson Shoebi, a chartered economist, is also standing by to speak with us. But let's begin this conversation in Kaduna. Emmanuel, give us a sense of what is playing out in Kaduna State at the moment with all of the latest attacks by bandits and all of that, Emmanuel.
It's in the news for all the wrong reasons. You see, I believe that government in the country at the federal and at the state levels have not shown enough political will to deal with what is happening in the country. In Kaduna, like you rightly said, it seems that the kidnappers and the killers, whatever their names are, have made Kaduna now a place to make a point. And we cannot disconnect what is happening from what we heard our governor say very recently when he said, and truly that was the right thing to say, he said that Kaduna State government will never negotiate with bandits, which is the right thing to say. If you are following the reactions of the people, you will see that should that statement come at a time like this? What are the consequences of making such a statement? A state that is really prepared, that is having spoken with the security agencies in the state and they assure the governor that surely there is nothing that will come to this state that we are not going to be able to contend. Such a state should be able to come out boldly and speak the way our governor spoke and said, we will never negotiate with bandits and we are going to crush them. But that was not the case. Now, after they have heard that, they now said, let us test and see what this man is up to. And then we saw what happened in Afaka on Thursday before last. We had 39 students were kidnapped in the evening around between 10 and 11 o'clock or between 10 and 12 o'clock. And none of them up to this moment, none of them has been rescued. Now, what are they making? The statement they are making is that we have dared you. You have dared us. Now we are trying to show you that there is nothing you can do. And I have seen videos and audios, and I don't know whether they can be authenticated or not. But I have listened to conversations between a bandit and a friend. He's making the point that we have taken the fight to Kaduna State, where the governor said he's not going to negotiate with us. And we are going to make him come and negotiate with us. So the issue is that there is I don't see the adequate preparedness on the part of the security agencies to tackle the menace that we have in the state. Therefore, instead of making, instead of playing to the gallery by making statements that will make people to like us, let us make sure that we measure our comments, measure our statements, so that what we say does not have a very dangerous consequence on the people. Because let me tell you that the governor, they will not reach the governor because he's protected with taxpayers' money, he's protected heavily. But when such statements are made in a place that there is no preparedness, these people will go for soft targets. And unfortunately, almost everywhere is a soft target, because in Kaduna and in this country now, the only people that can tell you where is safe are the bandits themselves. The government is incapable of telling you where is safe, because almost every point is a soft target. So I think we need to go back to the drawing board and find out what are the things that are even fueling this criminality in our society. What are the things? The unemployment that we have, people that are unemployment,
Let's bring that discussion here to the studios. I would like to begin with you again, Dr. Dayo. Nigerians, a large chunk of Nigerians do not want the government at all levels, state and federal, to negotiate. The governor probably did the right thing to tell the bandit, look, we will not negotiate. But then, from the opening speech of Emmanuel right now, it does appear that that statement could be responsible for these continuous attacks in Kaduna State. Is that what you think?
Yeah, you see, it's just a pity that sometimes when some of us are looking at issues deeply, some people will just come up and we say, probably we really don't know what we are saying. I want to come from the background of conspiracy theory again, because these I have been talking about for the past years. Look at this. The leader of the new PDP that led those guys out of PDP the other time to APC once said it, that the bandits that we are having troubling Nigerians today is the making of the present government. He said it. It's all over the places. All right? And he said he warned them at that time not to do this. That by the time the chips are down, the government will not be able to curtail it. That is why. 2, this same governor that said he will never negotiate with any bandit, has he not negotiated with them in the past? When he said he went to Chad Republic to go and meet with them, you knew how much millions of dollars that he gave to them. That is 2. 3, if you are saying you are not ready to negotiate with them again and you are serious with it, how many of them are you been able to arrest? Because they know if they arrest and prosecute any of these people, they will spill beans. As Alaba said the other time, that if some of them are not careful in talking to her disparately, that she will spill beans about the incidents of Chibok girls. Has anybody gone to query her to come and spill that beans to let us know? Since all these things have been happening, just think, I mean, the recent scenario that played out in Kaduna, how many hours did it take them to do that? Were they able to arrest anybody with all the security apparatus that we have? Because if you imagine the power of security that was deployed to toll gates last time, when those guys said they want to come and demonstrate again, when the Lagos State government was saying that they're going to reopen that place,
yeah.
then you will now know that yes, we have that capacity. We know we have that capacity.
We have the capacity.
Shut up.
We have the capacity.
I say yes, but we are not deploying it the way we are. Look at it.
All right.
Let me give you another instance.
Okay, just round off your
I have seen a situation where the president went to his state, Katsina State, and when the president moves to Katsina State, the whole security apparatus, the headquarters, should also move with him. And look at what happened that particular day that he arrived there. So also, look at what is happening there in Kaduna. I have said this severally. I think maybe it was you that gave me that interview, or your colleague. I said, let the service chief be changed 1,001 times. It will not affect anything. Have they not been changed? What has happened? Look at what has happened now. What is the governor doing with our security money that cannot arrest, that he has not been able to arrest any of them till now?
Let's get the thoughts of Mohammed Abdullahi. Starting off from his points, do we have the capacity to handle this? Because, I mean, when I read a bit about this insecurity, I got to know that the previous government, the administration of Jonathan, had a deal with South Africa, or international help, so to say, to help fight missionaries. But the new government came and said, no, we have the capacity, which he has said. But then, I mean, it's been 5 years now, and the attacks have continued. I mean, very recently, it's even gone, even worse. Do we have such capacity?
I beg to disagree. Actually, I think we don't have the capacity, and that is one. And secondly, I think we are still used to the crude way of fighting. I mean, crude way of securing our people. A cake way, if I must confess. Because, for instance, there was an incident in Lagos like last week that was trending on WhatsApp. A guy parked his car, didn't lock his car, went across the road to buy things, and before he came back, his laptop was stolen. You know what the guy did? He deployed a drone because he realized that definitely this thief or this person shouldn't have moved more than maybe 10, 15, 20 kilometers from where this thing happened. He deployed a drone, and behold, he was able to see the person moving with his laptop. That is the power of technology. And that person was apprehended. So what am I trying to say? How are we fighting insurgency?
Is that not capacity?
Yes.
For security?
No, that's what I'm saying.
And we don't have it. We have it.
Where? How are we using? We are just like, what we are doing is matching soldiers.
It's only that we deploy you when we know that it's going to favor us.
What are we doing? To the best of my knowledge and what I know, we are just matching soldiers to the war front. That can never get you result in the present day warfare. You need absolute use of technology. For instance, in same Kaduna or even in Niger State, bandits pick at least 300, 400 pupils. Tell me, what will it take 400 pupils to work? And you can't deploy a drone or manned aircraft. You don't even need to man that aircraft. They don't even manned aircraft to sight these people. So, what I mean is we don't have capacity in
that is where the conspiracy theory comes in. That is where the conspiracy theory comes in.
Unfortunately, we need to round off very quickly on this. But going by Emmanuel's submission, the public affairs analyst who is still with us, I can see, he also said a large chunk of the area, geographically in Kaduna, is a soft target. And I'm wondering why. We have NDA in Kaduna, right? Mm-hmm. We have some other military, whatever, base and all of that in Kaduna. So I'm wondering why that should be soft spots for targets by bandits.
I think it's simple, sorry sir. It boils down to what I've just said. You can't keep matching soldiers like what we do. For instance, you go to roads in Lagos, I'm sorry for digressing, you find people using their hands to control traffic in 21st century. where you have modern traffic monitoring system, what will happen? So whether you have NDA, a whole lot of them, 1,000 of them in Kaduna, it will continue to be a soft, and not only Kaduna, all over the country. You need the best use of technology if we want to win this war.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Technology or no technology, we have it. Neither ComSat is there, okay? The drone that guy used to locate his laptop, we have more than that with our SSS, with our DSS, with our police and everything.
Are they being put to use?
That is the question.
Listen, but look at during elections. That is when you know that we have a lot of police personnel and military personnel in this country. They will deploy a lot of them towards election. But let there no be election. You will see they will say we don't have enough personnel. What am I saying is this? They deploy this thing to where it will help them out. And that is where that conspiracy theory comes in. Why should two questions that I want viewers to put on their mind and for people to answer genuinely, for us to be able to know how to approach this. Why, for goodness sake, will all security apparatus be in Katsina State, the state of the government? And that very day, they will absorb so much students at that place without apprehending anybody. 1, 2. Why is it till today that none of these bandits have been arrested and prosecuted? Why? So those are two salient questions we need to answer genuinely before we can know what to say about this scenario and how to approach it.